Hello, friends. I'm looking forward to talking to you today about the energy themes in the Schumann resonance and the effects for us human beings. There is this amazing wave of energy in the charts today, and I tried to get this video out earlier, but I thought I was having computer problems for quite some time. Finally, I realized that the website was inaccessible, at least when I'm recording this, for the data. And so I just pulled down the chart from Schumann bot on Twitter. And I'm happy I have this chart to use since I hadn't taken a picture of it last night or this morning. The main feature on the chart is this incredible, huge wave of energy. The key feature about this is that the energy goes all the way to zero. You can see it here, okay, where the white lights up there. The other key aspect of the chart is that this looks to me like an elephant shape, and I'm going to interpret that in a minute. It also looks like a hand here with the thumb up saying stop. It's interesting to me, we had the wave, and then we have this lighting up in the lower hertz, which makes perfect sense to me. This would be the unconscious and the subconscious, just touching the waking hertz of alpha brainwaves, which in this chart would start at about 8 hertz. So the Schumann hertz coincides with the hertz of human brainwaves. So it's not surprising to me that we get a big wave of energy come in, and then boom, we start to fire in the subconscious and unconscious and have sparks and realizations, maybe even grumblings going on. The geomagnetics and solar flares are pretty light, not much activity there. This energy is coming in, as you probably know, just as we are approaching the 8-8 Lion's Gate. What is that? Essentially, there's something called the Galactic New Year, and that's at the end of July. And this period of time from the end of July through August 8th is the Lion's Gate. And what happens is just this incredible outpouring. I call it higher dimensional energy, but soul-inspiring energy. It's available to us. And if you can put aside the day-to-day, if you can bring yourself to not engage in polarized situations and arguments, I have found that this is an amazing time of year every year, where if you focus on yourself and the heart connection that you have with the divine, there are incredible, pourings into the body and the energy system of energy that motivates, that helps us achieve things. I did something super cool this week. It's actually, I created the artwork and I had a whole bunch of stuff going on around that, which I'll talk about another time. I wanted to point out some images and some people. Clarity Sage put together this image of the Lion's Gate on Twitter. I thought that was awesome. She told me she was thinking of me when she did that, because I do like doing a lot of artwork like that. And I love how she did that image. I think it just looks awesome. The way the gate shape is balanced with the shape of the gateway on the Schumann. You have the double lion, and it really speaks to the courage, in my view, that one has engaging with this energy. And why is there courage? Why is that even required? It's required for us to understand that we can be in relationship with the divine, and to do that asks us to have the courage to lift up our face the divine, know that we're worthy as human beings, and know that we're born with divinely gifted rights and natural abilities, talents, and rights that come from God, the Most High, the Creator of the universe. I want to thank Christine, who pinged me on Twitter, and she created this amazing image by mirroring an aspect of the chart. I thought it was so cool, and there was a big discussion after she did that about what this image might be and what people were perceiving. And I thought it was so cool to see everybody's different perceptions. I personally see a llama that is decorated for a celebration, especially when you look at the intricacies of this design. And to me, this feels so much like how I perceive higher dimensional energies. A lot of times when I've been able to, when I see them, I'll see grids, I'll see geometries, but sometimes I see these incredible patterns. And, it doesn't happen all the time. Sometimes it's a hint. And what I have found is that love facilitates the experience, a higher state of love, unconditional love, this incredible heart opening. And this is my Twitter here. If you're on Twitter, come and follow me and we can engage there. I just wanted to say a shout out and thank you to Jolene, who has directed people to my videos and my page. I just really appreciate your support, Jolene, and I love her beautiful pictures and her sharings on the Schumann and on energy, and so thank you. I talked a lot about the frequency, amplitude, and quality charts on my last video, so I just wanted to point out one thing that was highlighted for me in the current chart. During this big wave of energy, we had amplitudes not just spike up like we often have, but they were raised up for an extended period of time. It really lasted about, 8 hours. During this whole gateway, this happened earlier at the beginning as well. I didn't talk about it on the video, but I noticed it. And to me, this just like the rise in energies, the amplitude, the strength of the energies being so high for such a long period of time, it's potent and powerful. Because Christine did that mirroring, it inspired me to do some mirroring in the chart as well. And what I came up with was some interesting images. This one's a little harder to see, but I see a face up here. And it's kind of a very hidden face, hidden behind the scenes, not necessarily very human. This was really cool. Check this out. I did this one because it went all the way to 40 hertz. Look at this. Do you see? Look at that. Look at that face there. Yeah. And then you've got another one here. I was talking to Alex, my friend, this morning, and she was talking about how this really looks like Kali. And I have to agree, because look at all the arms. Okay, you have this is a stern face, okay? Kali is serious. She comes in and just burns stuff down, okay? She comes in and destroys what is not in alignment with the highest good. And she's got a lot of arms to do that with. She just takes out demons. I mean, that's her. There's some beautiful artwork on YouTube, especially from some sites in India that have amazing presentations of her story. And then below here, Alex was telling me she felt like this looked like Kuan Yin. And I can see that because you've got the figure here, the arms are up. Here's the face, here's the body, and then here's the folded knees. Kuan Yin is often shown seated. Now, usually when Kuan Yin is seated, she might even have her legs in a cross, a wide, like number 4 cross. But here, instead, it looks like she's giving birth to something. Here. Looks like she's birthing something, and here's a head, here's an image down here, something that she is giving birth to. So what I wanted to say was that when we perceive images in the chart, I talk about the intuitively, my sense of the energies, and I'll talk about images that I'm seeing. Sometimes you might be able to see them, sometimes you might not. Sometimes you might see other images that come to your mind, and I wanted to show you this because after I was playing with this, after Christine's tweet, I was thinking about it, and I thought that this was a great way to explain how someone might intuitively perceive images. Because you see in this spectrogram the creation of images that are interpreted by the human brain. And I think that for some of us, our brain is interpreting these images. It can do the mirroring on its own. It can do the flipping upside down, okay? Because I flipped the chart upside down to do this. And then it can inform us. And I think that when we have a sixth sense of things, when I'm clairvoyantly seeing images, I think that the brain is doing this. And some of us just have an ability to access. Normally the brain stores that in the subconscious or unconscious, and some of us have developed the ability to tap into that information and then bring it to consciousness and be able to share it. Now, I've been practicing this for many, many years. So I think some of us are just born with it. Some of us you can practice and develop the skill, but I believe that this skill is available to all human beings. I wanted to talk about the meaning of the elephant energy. Elephant symbolism asks us to look after ourselves first before we reach out and help others. So here's the human interpretation that what I feel is going on energetically, both in the chart and in the energies. I had the image of this angel in my last interpretation. This is the angel that is the guardian of the love within our hearts. The love within our hearts, in my view, is also the love of our soul for ourselves. The heart is the place where the portal of the soul opens into the human body, supplies us with life force and life energy that is our human energy system. That's how I view it. This angel brings the light into the lower dimensions where we live. The celestial realm supports us. And that's what this image says to me. This angel loves us no matter what. It's a representation of God's love for us in any state of being, whether we're in alignment with God or not. God the Most High, the creator of the universe, the source of your soul. This is a celestial, it's like a gift. This energy is always there for us. We each have angels that love and support us. Some people perceive them as guardian angels. Sometimes we perceive it as the higher self. There are many ways that we can interpret that. Now, on the other side of that is the Lion's Gateway, the connection with the divine. It's interesting because as Alex and I were kind of thumbing through images, we were looking for an image that represents this, and I was showing her this beautiful picture of this cathedral that I had found. And she saw the image of the cathedral that also had the Archangel Michael. He guards the gateway to the temple. What is the temple? The temple is where we commune with the divine, and that temple is also in the human body. The body is the temple of the soul, it says in the Bible. The soul manifesting in the human body in the heart and then flowing out that energy through our entire body. We have divine protection. See the light? See the gold? There's a richness available to us when we receive the energy of who we are, our soul essence, more deeply into the body. The gifts that are available to us that we can work with are amazing. But before we get to that, we face the lion and we embody the energy of the lion. And here the lioness is out on the hunt. She has courage to face the challenges. She has the courage that says, I am embodying the divine, that understands her relationship is one of respect, honor, love, and that she is the divine in form. It takes courage to face this in ourselves because we're taught to be small. We're taught to think of ourselves as less than or lacking. It takes courage to rise up out of that and meet ourselves and meet the divine that is accessed within. This energy requires our protection, guarding and protecting this energy, this connection with the divine is at this time, in my view, a priority, because it's like it's so open and available to us if we take the time right now to receive. And in receiving, we can thrive in our human lives. There's an acting in alignment with the divinity that we are. It always achieves our highest outcomes for us as an individual human being. The courage to meet the divine. The other side of that is having the integrity to act in alignment in human form. This is what the divine calls for us to be in relationship with God within, with the soul. It requires courage and integrity. And look, as a human, I'm not perfect. I'm going to make mistakes. And when that happens, I acknowledge that, but I'm still acknowledge the divine within me. I course correct and I get back into alignment. But this is a relationship. This is a state of being that asks for our guardianship, our stewardship, and our protection of ourselves and of this connection. What I've noticed every August is that after this gateway, you will find mid to late August and going into September, there's going to be crazy news. This happens every year. Something dramatic happens. And what I feel that is going on is that the forces of darkness that act through their human counterparts, I feel that they know that we've been filled up, because all human beings have access to this incredible energy at this time of year. It's like it's like a celebration. It's like a celebration of that divine connection every year. And I feel that these are attempts to drain this energy from us, because the dark forces can't act really during this time. Why not? Because it's just too good. Like the energy is just so strong and so amazing. And so they really start to activate after this. So I'm coming with a statement to also be on guard. Be the lioness that will protect herself, where she makes herself the priority, and she makes her inner knowing is the priority that she acts on, and you don't want to mess with her. You don't want to. She has a dark side as well. Okay, that's this here. She's in half shadow, half light. Why is that? Because the fierceness of Kali will come out if you endanger what she is divinely guided to protect, to act on, to do, to embody. And this is something that we as human beings could learn from this example. The human resonance. It's all about the vibe.